Hey everyone, welcome to my super magical pajama party. Get ready to laugh your socks off. It showcased her exceptional mattress sliding skills, and at the ensuing pajama party, the happy atmosphere only intensified, with Grandma even serenading Maya. Meanwhile, Nicholas seemed to have his head banged in a door, suddenly deciding to support Maya's queen, though his uncle was very sharp about this. Nicholas pleaded with his uncle to stop messing with Maya. His uncle pretended to agree, but quickly plotted another scheme. While Nicholas was none of, he took the initiative to talk to Maya, who was practicing archery dance. Nicholas volunteered as her tutor, correcting her moves meticulously. Their accidental touches made their hearts race like they were on a roller coaster, and then Maya took a deep breath. The next moment, the arrow hit the bullseye. With Carriette completely helpless, Maya could only cup Nicholas' face as she said goodbye. But just before he left, all his restraint flew away like a runaway kite, but Maya said she was being watched constantly. They had no chance to meet again, but little did he know, that night, Nicholas actually showed up like a knight in shining armor. He lured Maya down like vines. Despite the risks, she yearned for a final successful adventure before a loveless marriage. In the end, she got her foot tangled in the vines, and the maid, witnessing all of this, used a series of comedic distractions to grab Grandma's attention. After a suspenseful few seconds, Maya landed safely, and then the two galloped into the forest for their very first serious chat. They shared their interests and little secrets, with Nicholas lamenting he had only danced once with Maya, and then in an extremely romantic atmosphere. Maya gently tiptoed to dance on Nicholas' shoulder, and that night they cuddled to sleep. The next morning, Maya woke up all snugly in Nicholas' embrace. But the sweetness didn't last long, as there were paparazzi hiding in a boat in the distance, capturing last night's everything. Maya instantly exploded with rage, suspecting it was Nicholas' prank. They ended up at each other's throats, and Maya rushed back to the castle in despair. There was no way to reverse it. The scene of a princess dating a man behind her fiance's back was already the hottest topic, but Grandma didn't blame Maya. She asked one key question: are we still waiting? Maya didn't change her mind, sincerely apologizing to her fiancé. Although her fiancé was fuming, he still expressed his desire to marry Maya, but she bluntly said, "Maya, don't steal my thunder. That's my love." It turned out that men were just a part of the family business, one bound by family, the other by duty, though they didn't love each other. Yet still, men were willing to consider the big picture at that moment. I finally realized they were all wires-bound by royal duties, while Grandma was bearing the same fate, as she and the bodyguard had already been deep. The bodyguard had waited for years, thinking that after Grandma stepped down, they could be together forever, but Grandma just couldn't stop worrying about Maya. She was even more concerned about her people. For the princess' grand wedding day was drawing near rapidly. The entire nation was focused on this grand event, but Maya's heart was full of unease. Just before the opening, she couldn't help but seek comfort from the bodyguard. Unexpectedly, Maya found Nicholas innocent, with her uncle as the real culprit. Minutes later, she walked on stage in a white wedding dress. The closer to the altar, the more scared she was. Halfway, she froze, her pent-up emotions erupting. Meanwhile, the crowd outside the church was suffocating, and Grandma rushed out to see Maya looking so lost, her eyes filled with concern. "You did nothing wrong. I believe in you. You can choose to return to the church for the wedding or leave, and both choices are valid." Grandma's words gave Maya strength. A few minutes later, she re-entered the church, walking with determination and confidence. But just before the vows, she stopped her fiancé and handed back the ring. "Thank you. Thank you for doing good. But for wanting my life, Maya publicly called off the wedding." Then, in a strong and confident queen-like manner, she stated that she should never be forced into marriage due to outdated laws, urging lawmakers to think about it empathetically. If she were their daughter, granddaughter, or sister, would they still force her to do something against her will? Maya's speech captured the people's hearts. She understood the history of the nation and its future path, and she declared, "I'm standing here, ready to be a queen." However, the uncle once again stirred the pot, using the law as a front, sprucing up his greedy intentions, but the next second, Nicholas appeared. "I refuse kingship." Nicholas fully agreed with Maya. She's kind, sincere, and empathizes with the people. These are indeed the qualities of a queen, except they only care about their beauty in their empire. The fast ended, and the Prime Minister then reminded Maya to move to repeal the law requiring queens to marry. After a brief silence, "I have arrived. Thus we had a new tradition. I love change." The archaic law was finally overturned, but Maya suddenly remembered a regret and connected to Grandma's intercom. Encouraging her to seize the chance to pursue true love, Grandma dedicated her early life to the nation, but now she decided to be impulsive. Am I too late? I've already promised you to accept my marriage. I thought you wouldn't agree. Minutes later, a dramatic scene unfolded in the church, where the one supposed to get married transformed into the queen, walking with her lover into the halls of marriage. Following that, Maya quietly awaited the coronation ceremony, when suddenly Nicholas appeared. She was completely lost in Maya's embrace, earnestly seeking for the queen's affection, and that involuntarily lifted what seemed to herald the arrival of true love. Soon, the coronation arrived, flowers flew, spirits soared, the crown passed, and Maya became queen, passing on female power. Subtitles. If you enjoyed my video, please don't forget to like and subscribe.